What you know about the rodents and the poets? The mics and the music, it's not about the sword, it's how you use it, not the word, but why you choose it. Who got the best laid plans? I got the best laid plans. We got the best laid plans like bang, 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 bang beats, killing it, slang speech, intricate on stage, we deliver this with hands in a circle, we committed it. Best efforts, less pressure, stress better, trendsetter, friend venture, everybody hip hop. Didn't start it, probably won't save it, but I appreciate it, I am proud of what we make, and even if we don't make it, if I can rock a show with my friends on the weekends, I'll take it.
Hey, real quick, give it up for Sheeky McFly and the DeLorean. Get up for Doc Waffles. Wednesday Cool Beans. We got my man Poetic in the house coming over after this. And who came here to see JP from the HP? Alright, let's do it. Yeah. Here we go. That's the sound of us falling down. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground. That's the sound of us falling down. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground. That's the sound of us falling down. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground. That's the sound of us falling down. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground. I am the reason in your lungs, just leaving after runs. Evidence of all the damage laying up his blood. I'm a college choking necktie, defecting your peptide. Instead of you was wrong, somebody stalled and let die. $1 billion bailouts, I'm a parachute of gold. The evil interest rate that doubled and took your home. I'm the off-color stain in your sheet. Crack in your voice when you nervous and you speak. When you sleep, I'm insomnia and sheets. Thoughts that keep you awake, along when it reaps the embodiment of hate. I'm the stress of the day, you're back when it breaks. The worry on your face and the wrinkles it creates. I am a third string status, ride the pond. A man who got caught and refused to resign. The economy collapsed, you call it 1K, a lost opportunity. Of us falling down. Yeah. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground. Come on. That's the sound of us falling down. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground. I'm a whiskey chaser. I'm a famous at the hill. I'm an escalator. And it builds and builds and builds. I'm an elevator. And I'll bring it back to earth with the collapse. In the king's sack, that's my work. I'm a chemical imbalance. I'm an empty bottle of pills. I'm a complete waste of talent. I'm down to paint the bills. I'm a who's out on my heels like a toxic refill. And bring it back together with plans to rebuild. I'm $1 billion bill. A show of goodwill, good faith, good light. I'm out, good night, good riddance. To everything else all I never finished. I gotta find and time to rewind and replenish. The movies are light.
previously noted. The ineptness of your conscience is previously quoted. I am jealousy and envy, denial I am built. I'm getting off the ground now, shaking off this filth. I will be pleasing things. What I need, I will take. What I don't, I will leave for someone else who may I ever recycling, reusing, refurbishing, and retooling. Of grants to high school grants for more schooling. Clean energy, domestic products. I am potlucks, sharing cooperative constructs. I am the wilderness philosophy, reform of democracy, or rocket shit. Listen off, nobody's stopping me, honestly. Nothing off the box, a dream that doesn't stop. Possibly a crack in your mind, needing keeping of a promise. The lifting of a bomb and the knowledge that need a word or two. A girl's calling me out.
That's the sound of us falling down. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground. That's the sound of us falling down. That's the sound of us getting back up off the ground.
Mice and Musicians came from some raps I wrote. It was just a bar in a verse that everybody kind of thought was a cool idea. And threw it out there, played with it for a week and it stuck. And that was it.
It's different. I'm Mike, I play guitar and keyboards.
I'm Ben, I'm the MC, I don't play instruments.
Yeah.
There's Nick. Nick is the drummer. Josh is our DJ. Joe is our vocalist. Tony Bags is an MC, pulls samples, plays keyboard a little bit. Eric is the bassist. Is that everybody?
Joe Average. Joe Average is our new singer.
Right.
The newest addition. Like eclectic hip hop, you know, a bunch of different stuff thrown into hip hop at its core.
It's hip hop, but I mean, a lot of the people in the band come from backgrounds that are not predominantly hip hop, and so a lot of different vibes get injected into the music. Shit. You go first?
Yeah, I mean it draws from everywhere, you know. I mean, you know, obviously, like, you know, the Roots being a live hip hop band, they're the kings of what we started to do, but we try to do everything not to sound like those kind of bands. But a lot of Mars Volta influence on the musician side of it.
Rapping wise, I mean, for me, I'm really influenced by Slug and Atmosphere as far as my style. Brother Ali is pretty insane. I mean, I can name off a lot of MCs that I respect. Truth be told, now most of the people I listen to are people that we're friends with from the city. Most of my iPod's actually full of like other local artists right now.
Musicians. My man sings like an angel.
Bear with me, y'all. Another suicide, another one lies, another column, but I ain't satisfied. I'm boxing with my hands on the clock, and every time I draw my card, it's like I'm getting knocked down. Crime pays for some, but time waits for none. So what's the difference to the path that goes to move on? Sometimes I feel it's up and up there with all that I have was here, searching for something. I'm trying to feel my status, but does it really matter? It's like I'm set up to fail, so fuck it, the ladder. Rich or poor,
shit. Nick and I have known each other for 24 years. Me and Mike went to high school together, as did Nick. Tony and I met in college. The other guys kind of trickled in on their own, I suppose. We met Josh through a roommate. We met Joe through other music friends, and
everybody else just kind of in this. Well, just I used to play with them at bar gigs.
Right.
Just everybody kind of in the scene, you know, just kind of merged together as one and like all meeting in the basement.
Well, we were doing shows together because we were booking a lot of shows with like a lot of Waterford acts, like not genre specific, and we just tried to do like a little thing where Lay of the City backed up basement acts because they were getting off stage when we were getting on, and it turned out good enough and people seemed to like it enough that we figured we'd do it a little more. And I don't think we ever really made a decision. It just kind of turned out like this is what we want to work on more than not working on shit together. So then we named it, and then that was it.
Partially, we did the first show at the Pike Room, and it went over really well. I mean, we had a lot of people there for both bands, you know, and then everybody kind of just converged and we played, you know, the set together and it went over really well. So yeah,
I think people definitely feel more entertained by a live set than like, I mean, as a rapper and like a hip hop head, like the arrogance of MCs, like I'm gonna do a whole show on stage by myself and that's cool enough to keep your attention. I mean, I think I'm good, but like I like this because I have the support of other people to pull it off. Like I can just do me and then they do them and we're all good. I don't have to do it all by myself. I just got to focus on my part. It's much better.
That being said, there's certain people that go good off.
Right. Well, I'm not that good at that.
Come and go with the time shifts.
Get him, baby.
Yeah. The faces on the back of my eyelids. Come and go with the time shifts. Smiles and laughs, cries and frowns. Always been changed, but it's different now. It's like the world's own got a different sound, right? Feels like home's just a different crowd. Like, can we hang low, ill-fitting crown? Try to bring the chin up, I'm forgetting how. Still I'm getting down and blow money when I got it, I don't dick around. Throw it down and it's just a day. Put a little bit away, but it's just in case. Enough change, the ship will change. Accelerate if you switch the lanes. Break it in the mix and don't fit the brain. And let the rest be the space and keep singing, saying, new sneaks, rubber on the street, chain reaction like pressure and heat, turn dust to diamonds, 1, 2, 3 leap, and then we fall through the sea and maybe might turn out right, it might be all great, we might turn out wrong, might end up janky, the fall feels great till the land embrace me out, I'm Voltron it, mold on the skin and bone around my soul, hit the road and roll on it, in a lab, fixing the divots, gnawing the burden, starting the giblets, you know the tracks all chemistry and physics, hoping that this rap is the difference, yeah, you know tracks all chemistry and physics, hoping that this rap is the difference, I said, what are you gonna land on? I'm still in the same place. Fucking astounding, the ace to change makes. I was eating mad good, so why do we change plates? I break my back, make that change. Change keeps breaking my ass. And I accepted the fact that things change. Reminiscing keeps taking me back. I went from time with no money to money with no time. From stuck with one honey to a better road line. From way too broke to way too stressed. From way too much to a whole lot less.
straight independent. I mean, we got crews of people that we mess with a lot. You know, we record a lot of stuff. A lot of us live together. I mean, Mike lives with us. Me and Nick and Mike live together. We got a studio in the basement. Like, we do our own thing. We never named it. It'd probably be ideal to like incorporate something one of these days. I want to call it Bottles and Bones Productions, but we haven't done that yet.
Well, BBMG,
Right.
Bottles and Bones Music Group. That's what it's all
We're flapping in the wind right now, man.
Well, on stage I play a Tom Anderson guitar and I run a little Fender twin reverb amp. But as far as an album, write material, it's basically whatever's going to sound good. But love Fender amps though, they give you that old classic rock tone.
We play in a lot of places. I mean, we've been from Detroit to Grand Rapids. We played Detroit a lot. We play Pontiac a lot. We play a lot of festivals and stuff in the summer.
The Old Miami's a great place to play in Detroit.
The Old Miami's my favorite venue as far as vibe and sound and being in the city. I don't have a least favorite venue. I definitely have a least favorite show. We played some weird ass festival out in the middle of nowhere last summer, and my dog murdered a chicken in front of like 20 people. When we were getting on stage, just gutted it, and people and pack it up, boys, back to the city before Farmer John comes out. We're out of here. That was it. So I think my least favorite venue is anywhere boondocks. Really.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to fit.
Y'all hear me? We good? On the back, we good?
Yes.
Alright, well let's keep it moving.
Let's roll. Happy
And
opening
we
day.
all came here at night to see JP from the HP. This is his motherfucking show.
Yeah.
My man's been putting crazy videos out, produced by Colin Dole. Dude's killing shit. Parallels the competition, me I rock it slightly different. The band rolls with it. Give me 5 minutes in Zuckerberg. All critics make a friend till a friend what he witnessed. Got me on a rhyme scheme up on my fitness. Strong in the pinch like the diet's on spinach. But they their own business. Way too fresh to ever not pass the litmus. Content's the truth test, dismiss us as listeners. This is the mice and musicians, new era like fitting. The best laid plans. This is the price of the music. It ain't about the song, it's how you use it. It's not about the word, but why you choose it. The best laid plans. Running a rat race as best we can. This is the price of the music. It ain't about the song, it's how you use it. It's not about the word, but why you choose it. The best laid plans. I got the best laid plans. I got the best laid plans. I put the weight on my back like a rickshaw. Fuck around and grab a mic and then I get raw. I spit hard, dragging when I leave the mic charge. And my band so deep we bend like Death Charge. I heard the sound carries better and fluid. We always love the spot when the set's concluded. I'm trying to get a step ahead of the rest and do it. And broach something new like I'm mother to do it. You don't think the mic is tight, motherfucker, you stupid. Even elephants in the roof, gotta jump to the music I attack. I'm back, I'm hacking her to back to the Jewish. Like it's stories in the DeLorean, you back to the music. This is the price of the music. It ain't about the story, it's how you use it. It's not about the word, but why you choose it. The best laid plans. Running this rat race as best we can. This is the price of the music. It ain't about the story, it's how you use it. It's not about the word, but why you choose it. The best laid plans. You got the best laid plans.
We just played one. We're working on a lot of studio stuff right now. I think we're playing what? We're playing in Ipsy next month at the Elbow Room.
It's the 28th.
Yeah, the summer's getting started. We gotta start trying to get the summer set together. No covers, whack.
Yeah, no
Can't.
covers.
Dude,
Absolutely not.
I think, especially as a rapper, man, like it's not okay. Like I can't rap somebody else. I don't care if the song's sweet. It's just not how it works with MC.
And it's a cheap trick, you know. Like if you play a beat that everybody knows, that everybody loves, you're guaranteed to get the crowd. You got to be able to do it with your own material. In my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. We hate our songs pretty fast. Like we usually make songs, and right about the time we get really good at performing them, we start to get sick of them and want to do new things. So our set's constantly like evolving based on whatever. I mean, I have like a problem like with new things. Like I want to play them too fast and show people when they're not done, and that pisses everybody off. So I'm always on whatever's new. I mean, bars wise, me, Tony when he raps writes his own stuff, and Joe writes a lot of his hooks and stuff. Musically, I would say that Mike and the drummer Nick are the predominant driving forces behind like song arrangements. Mike really probably starts a lot. Mike and Tony start most things. Either Mike has a guitar loop riff or Tony has a loop, and that anchors everybody. And then from there, we start filling in the pieces and see what comes out.
And frequently lately, Joe's been coming in with his own material that's been working out really well.
I mean, I pitch a lot. Like, I try to write like heady raps, man. Like I don't talk about myself like being sweet that much. Like I think we pretty much just use the music to kind of like deal with and document our lives. Like I write about whatever's going on. Like if you hear a song about a girl, I was on some crabby girl stuff at the moment. You know,
I feel like you and Tony create a good balance. So, I mean, you tell some stories, and then you just kind of like shit talk rap, and then there's a good balance between it all. It's a little bit of everything.
I want the songs to be relevant to people, man. Like I want people to listen to them and like relate to what's going on. Like I think finding cool ideas and cool ways to express like experiences is like where it's at.
Heavy shit on y'all. I know y'all drunk, but you're gonna have to listen and pay attention right now.
We're gonna take it down.
Listen. He told his wife he couldn't call it. He was a grown man, $4 in his wallet. He kept trying to stall it. But at this point he couldn't keep the sky from falling, or his creditors from calling. He got a letter, said they're losing their apartment 6 months since they offed him. And though he never laid it down and job search was exhausted, tired and Austin. The bad news, he was leaving in the morning, couldn't pay what moving cost him. While he was gone, they stayed at grandma's out in Boston. His daughter started bawling. And she said, Daddy, I miss you, and I'm coming with you. He said, baby, in your dreams, that's where I hug and kiss you. If I don't make some money, that's all I have to give you. This way fucking lost it. And she said, I do forgive you, I'm glad you got a gift too, but I'm not really sure if this is something I can live through. Tears down in cheeks, snotty nose, right to kiss you. The whole scene was appalling. And he said, I'm coming to get you as soon as I pay these bills due. Meanwhile, I'll be calling. Like every day with my sister, promise I won't forget to. He picked his daughter up, kissed her on the face, told her life was hard and that's the road they had to take. Said that one should be together even when in different states. Asked them for a smile, told them not to hate.
I'm only trying to help. It's all right tonight. And I'll do it well. Still just tomorrow. So let's make it last. Let's take it all. Let's bring the ball.
Somebody who's fucking trapped with some substances. Right here. The dude never learned to say no. The dinosaur around his arm had a ball and a chain hold. Sticky street dweller with the same clothes, only 27, but his face looked way old. Spent his days trying to get a bankroll. To stay high, contain, push the pain low. Type of dude who stole shit he didn't pay for. Get his mother work for 50 every day so. Hated with their trouble of the thrones and they mother or the stress she was under every day. He would say so. Like, Mom, you enable. What you got the change for? Every time it rains, you protected from the rainstorm. You carry pain, eat his pussy out and stay low. We had in this type of thing, no one goes to claim for. Either I'm a pixel or I'll mix it and he stays for. The door locked from the outside. Inside there was a cot for the downtime. A TV in the corner, some food staples, a bucket to be sinking, a chain for his ankle. Caught his brother bumming change shameful. Whooped his ass, locked him up against his say-so. Told him this the type of change the family prayed for. Drugs were the devil and that chain was his angel. He said, brother, your life's a stake. It's all you got left. There's nothing else to take. The weather will get worse before the storm ever breaks. Asked him for a smile, told him not to hate.
Still lies tomorrow. So let's make it last. Let's change it all. Let's raise the bar.
Hey, don't hate, y'all. A lot of times, people gotta do shitty shit. It's not easy.
I mean, I like writing good songs. Like, more than sounding cool, I like to have an idea, start to finish, come across, like, have it be comprehensive. That's what I'm at. We fight a lot.
Yeah.
It's a democratic process, man. Like, but everybody always has an opinion, and nobody always agrees, and I mean, pressure and heat like forms the diamond. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Nick usually like really drives the complaining about it's not good enough, and you know, that's a needed thing.
It's beneficial, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of like, shit gets loud in the basement sometimes. Yeah. We have scheduled practices on Wednesday nights most of the time, and
as far as like start to finish the songwriting process, so somebody usually comes up with 1 to 2 parts, just so that they're not writing an entire piece. A lot of times people could put together an entire piece, but they want everybody to have their own stamp on it. So when I try to start something, I try to do only guitar, so that Nick can do his thing on drums, everybody can do their things on vocals, everybody can do their thing, just in general. So basically, it's just starting with one thing and then having everybody put their stamp on it.
And I'm actually kind of like on my own little island, man. Like, I don't play an instrument. Like, I don't start writing until they've already created like an arrangement and recorded it, so that I can listen to it and write bars. So I often am not even in the basement when they're working out new arrangements, because I talk too much shit, and they're like, you don't even play an instrument. What do you want? Go upstairs. We'll let you know when to go. So I kind of get kicked out of the basement. Yes, I mean, it's hard to herd cats, man. Like, everybody wants to go a different direction, but even though it's more difficult to like get an idea and get a consensus, like, it's better for all that, like, because different people are like, that ain't right, and we work it out until everybody agrees. The final product, I think, is usually of a higher quality, because it's been, you know, tested and reworked and like evaluated by so many different people. So it's more difficult, man. Working in a band's way harder but I think the end product is better for it.
Plus, we have 7 people, so the democratic process does work. You know?
Yeah, if it was a even number, that was so. Same thing, man. Same thing. Herding cats. People trying to get everybody there, working on everybody's schedule, getting the consensus, being efficient. Like, there's a lot of time that gets spent on hurrying up and waiting for everybody to get wherever we gotta be and what we gotta do. And arguing. Yeah. I mean, we all have jobs or like other lives. Like, if I could just do this, man, if we could just like all day be in the studio and make music, like, it would be different. This is something that we have to like try to make time to do well in our lives. And yeah, sometimes I wish I could just only do this.
It's definitely more fun than everything else, you know.
If I can get on, man, I'm trying to get on. I don't want to, I mean, if this is what I want to do with the little free time I have, then why would you want to do it to make money and not have to do the other stuff that, you know, I don't know if I'd want to be like stupid, crazy famous, but just to get on and be able to tour and make a living doing this and have like a solid fan base would be where it was at for me personally.
Yeah, if I could rock a show up.
Don't quote me. Don't quote me.
Go ahead. I feel it creates an interesting dynamic in the scene. I mean, around here, like, there's some acts who can do it great without it. Finale is great on stage, but just by himself. So is Black Milk, but at the same time, Black Milk, he'll introduce a live band to his set, and it adds a whole new depth to a live performance. It's always great.
I think just looking at the scene nowadays, you have to acknowledge that the music is going back to live instruments. Like everybody, I mean, Jay-Z and Eminem's concert had a live set. Lupe Fiasco just rocked the spring break joint with a live set. All the Detroit rappers have been doing sets with like a band called Will Sessions that they go live off their albums. We know at least 3 or 4 live hip-hop bands that just came to be in the city within the last year. Like, I just think, you know, the proof's in the pudding, and the fact that so many people, even famous rappers, are choosing to bring a live set to their performance. It's just, I mean, it is better, dude. Like, it's the way music's meant to. Maybe, I mean, at first we got more people were interested because nobody else was doing that. Yeah, but at the same time, it was all, I don't know if you really want to be a novelty, because novelties lose that effect quickly. But yeah, I think the acknowledgement that this is where it's at, it's still up to us to do it better than other people, though. Otherwise, you're just gonna get drowned out. So, like, you know, I think it's if you're dope, dude, people are gonna notice, and if you're not, then they're not gonna pay attention. That's
If people like our stuff, I mean, they like our stuff. I mean, we're not gonna pander to anything. If we write something that people latch onto, absolutely.
We get plays, we get spins on like independent and college radio stations in the city a little bit. Like, we don't get spins on like the main line. But I mean, I would for sure. Like, I like making music and I like sharing it with people, and I like it when they like feel good about what we did. And so, yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, I'd be totally stoked if something that we did was on like the main radio. The CD this is our first effort. We recorded all this in the basement of the house we live in together. It's got 8 tracks. We dropped it like maybe half a year ago. Got some pretty decent response. We're currently in the process of recording some new stuff for another project. We got a little merch, some t-shirts, whatever. You know, you kind of gotta, to get yourself out there, like, you gotta give people something to take home with so that they can try to feel like they're a part of it. That's kind of how it works. So yeah, the albums, you can cop the album on cdbaby.com, I think for like $3 if you search Moist Musicians. Or you can find any of us, because we always hold some copies. And come check out the band. You know, we're trying to do some cool stuff, representing the hometown and, you know, Detroit and that Genway area. It's a real good music scene down in the city. Hip hop's, you know, we got some really good artists. There's a lot of good competition down there, and whether it's us or anybody else, man, like, music's getting, you know, you gotta support local stuff now. There's so much music coming out with the advent of the internet and, you know, home recording stuff that, you know, you should really, like, fuck popular stuff, dude, that's just making money. You can find just as good stuff off people that are, you know, reachable. And so whether it's us or somebody else, like, get stuck in a scene, you know, and support people that are doing it from the ground up.
Or just support us.
We got one more song for y'all. We got CDs up here, we got t-shirts and shit.
Let's get live.
If you feel it, support us. We're trying to keep it moving. I'm referred to as past, but proprietor of phones like third eye vision, mental alchemy zones. We cooking and watching glow. Lace beats with grow close. Open ears, black with both lobes for the rhymes that he wrote. That is segments selected by 6 senses and sequenced into a 6 sentence. Next step to twist 16 in meaningful manners. Spawn of the former, base of the ladder, boy, enslaving master. Caged by the beat, gotta ride it. Live inside it, I can't leave. And even if I could, I would say I consider it lit, throwing these notebooks away. Give me 2 turntables, a mic, one stage, all induced recruits like the military. But no empty promises of free college. Views of one dude giving it to you honest. In the land of last days, mad necks and mad race. Dudes running back, stretching necks like giraffe race. Alright, motherfuckers, this is the last one. I'm fucking angry on this shit. Wanna take mine, I'm not ready for dying. Deep cause violence, we just got to hide that I'm in. My environment, fluorescent lights, cool climate, dead trees, wild hiding. I'm in an office with the office to write. Staring at computer screens with the armless light. That fucking suit is so awkward and tight with the paint tip is like the awesomest sight. $500, shove them in a hole and develop in the soul. Stumble down a road, chasing cash on a kite string. Buy a lot of nice things, buried in the cake. The lonely is the icing. Pull the trigger first and you gon' get it how you live. Burn a fucking bridge down, blame it on the bridge like you trapped on an island. With your logic and your lying. A comical tragedy. I'm burning books for heat. Breathing deep for sanity, praying to sleep. You need speech, vanity, vanity, enemy, and vanity. You're both of them, a comical tragedy. I'm burning books for heat. Breathing deep for sanity, praying to sleep. You need speech, vanity, vanity, enemy, and vanity. You're both of them, and I'm a rational guy, I rationalize these short sights like I had a rash in my eyes. I talk to my volleyballers who I ask for advice. Always get the right answer if I ask for it twice. Nobody's arguing this, no one to argue with. Stop all the arguments, scorching the surface. Great accomplish me, killing your accomplices. I'm feeling accomplished, I'm doing it virtual. Social arsonist, everybody's talking. Burn all the networks, I'm tired of it. Stop on the Caucasus and you don't want no part of this. Get the motherfucker off my island. It's like the loss of a friend, and it's the lack of a purpose. It is the absence of her. It is the oil on the surface. It is the cost of a profit. And the excuses are worthless. And you can pay the liabilities, but you cannot bribe the curses. So my name is not on anybody's breath. My weight is not on anybody's chest. And my things are not in anybody's messed up. For the trigger till there isn't anybody left. My weight is not on anybody's chest. My weight is not on anybody's breath. And my shit is not in anybody's neck. For the trigger till there isn't anybody. Let's go! My shadow never light. My thoughts never go. You see some of my best friends, they listen to me on its own. Fucking human folks got me feeling on you to know the test. Opponents, with water on his lunatic. Shoot the gas, keep the hose like the match once again. Read the house, break the phone, crack the door, hit the door. Come here once with evil, this is food up. Universes build a wall around my house. I don't wanna see no mercy. A comical tragedy. I'm pulling books for heat. Bringing deep for sanity, praying to sleep. You need speech, parents and praying me, carrying me a prayer in the form of a pen and a pen.